All right, we're on. Hey, we got I'm gonna do 3 videos, but this one's the ancestral energy reading for this week, which started on Sunday the 11th and will go through the 18th. This one was pretty interesting with the events that happened on December 6th. I hope you've been listening to the energy readings because um I'm just reading what I wrote last week. And last week, right before the 6th, it was like, hey, have the ability to tap into your inner strength during stressful times, right? And then the 6th happened, and you're like, what? Okay. So ancestors were correct. All right. So this week, this is a little bit more serious than what I generally. Um, they usually aren't this. They're a little bit more serious this week. Okay. Hey Juanita, yay! That's because I come on so late. And I saw your wonderful comment on YouTube. Thank you. So this is the ancestral energy reading, what I channeled from the ancestor. And I was just talking about last week. They were like, yo, you need to have inner strength when it comes to stressful time. And I did that. That was like Monday the 4th. And then what happened the 6th, right? So you got to know how to like not be in this mess. And this one was a little bit more serious. So the energy guidance, the energy reading, and what I got. Oh, my name's Lisa Phillips. On another platform, I am a best-selling author. I invest in rental properties. I work with Black professionals to invest in Black communities. We're the actual people who are doing the work we said when we said we're going to build our communities up. We go into low-income areas. We get the houses for rental properties. They cost anywhere from $30,000 to $60,000. We fix them up to offer long-term stable housing and rental properties. That is my other platform, but this one is about my spiritual downloads and channeled information that I get that it's just is in my heart to share with anyone who's willing to listen, because I know it really helps me and helps me transform through these times. So on this channel, and what I do here is my weekly ancestral guidance. So I channel my ancestors. I'm an angelic medium, healer, and channeler, but I also heal and channel. I mean, name a spirit, I've probably channeled it and I've healed with it, right? Healed with them, So, I can call on the goddess Oshun, I can call on Jesus, I can call on dragons, I can call on, I haven't called on fairies, but I could if I established a relationship. So I work with different beings to do this. I also work with my ancestors, and, if you've been listening, Merlin. So my ancestral lineage, my spiritual ancestral lineage is that of a magician, a teacher, a healer, okay, and a warrior. So that is my ancestral lineage. So when I get ancestral channeling advice from my ancestors, as a melanated being, as someone of the blue and purple ray, okay, I get specific messages from people who've had spiritual beings who've had an earthly experience versus, people channel other. I've said this before. People channel other things like angels. A lot of people are channeling angels for the weekly reading. And I love their message because it's right, but because they haven't had an earthly experience, it isn't always something that we can use. My ancestors are warriors. My ancestors are manifestors. My ancestors are teachers. So when they give advice, it is very much a grounded advice. As I tell to everyone, you can learn to channel your ancestors as well and ask them these questions and guide you in the way that you feel is necessary. I really recommend you go to my YouTube channel, Lisa Soul Level Healing, and take the ancestral trauma clearing. Because when I did that about 2 years ago is when my ancestors stepped forward. For some of us in the Black community and other communities, your ancestors cannot step forward to provide you the spiritual guidance because of their trauma and pain. They're bonded. So when you do this ancestral trauma clearing, which I put on for free, okay, do it, okay? It not only cleanses your genetics, right, and clears your DNA, which is going to affect your future lineage to not have to carry the pain and trauma of your ancestors, but it clears theirs as well. It is extremely powerful. Do it. Everyone who's done it, you can look at the comments right below it. They're like, yo, wow, finally met my ancestors. So I would absolutely do that. So I love my ancestors. If you can't tell, they are badass. I see all women. when I do it. I'm sure there's men out there, but the images that I've gotten are all women, African women. They have their dreads, they're warriors. So I'm just so in love with that. They're magicians. So we roll a certain way. We're a lot more practical. Okay. So that's the advice we get versus if you look at other energy readings. Okay. The reading I got today was a little bit more serious. Okay. And that's why when you first came on, I was looking at last week because I was like, yeah, that was accurate last week. You better learn how to go inside during stressful times. And then, like I said, the coup happened at the Capitol. More is coming. Okay. So they don't tell me specifics because I don't need to know specifics. But they do tell you how to prepare for what's coming because there things that are playing out right now have already been written. Okay. So you just got to understand that. The energy reading was today was more serious than usual. They were saying, don't let your guard down. Be aware more turbulence is on the way down the pipeline. Be prepared and ready to call on your faith and your spiritual practice for strength. Keep your vibration high, okay? Polarization is taking place like never before. And I asked, there are people on my Facebook and my timeline who I might interact with who, I will not be taking the vaccination. And other people are. And I'm like, should I be removing these people from my hemisphere because of it? Because they're not going where I'm going. They're going somewhere, but they can only pull me down. I cannot pull them up at their level of awareness and consciousness. And they were like, yeah, start unfollowing people. So that was specifically advice I asked for myself, but just to know that the polarization that is going on is very serious and you don't want someone to pull you down. Now, if you're spiritually, I feel like I'm spiritually strong. I mean, you think as a man thinketh, so he is. So like, I know I can be pulled down because I've been pulled down before, but I also know how to get my spirits back up. I know how to raise my vibration. You just learn how to do that to get to this level because you're like, oh, I'm feeling sad. All right, I'm going to go walk on the beach and sing my Jesus songs because I love Jesus, because I love his energy. He's amazing.